In Coco, the land of the dead is filled with color. Buildings stretch endlessly into the sky, layered, vibrant, alive. Every frame feels dense with energy, with connection. But then there's Ernesto de la Cruz, a character surrounded not by color, but by white. So it raises a question. What does it mean to be colorless in a world defined by color? This is Beneath the Frame, where we take a closer look at how film creates deeper meaning. In Coco, color seems to do more than create beauty. It might be doing something deeper. Perhaps color here isn't just visual, but relational. It might reflect connection to family, to memory, to others. And if that's the case, then what happens when a character is surrounded by its absence? When Miguel first enters the land of the dead, the world feels overwhelming. In the best way. Color isn't just present, it's everywhere. Buildings stack on top of each other, twisting upward in layered spirals. Every space feels shared, connected, alive. It can feel less like a collection of places and more like a community. And this becomes the visual baseline, the expectation. So when that pattern breaks, it stands out. When we finally meet Ernesto de la Cruz, something feels different. His clothing is almost entirely white. The museum he inhabits is also white. Clean, open, controlled. Even the films that celebrate his life are black and white. In a world overflowing with color, Ernesto seems removed from it. And one way to read this is that his environment doesn't feel lived in. It feels curated. But here's where it gets interesting, because this isn't the only time the film does this. If the rest of the land of the dead feels messy, layered, interconnected, Ernesto's spaces feel the opposite. Simplified, isolated, controlled. And that contrast might suggest something important. Maybe color in this film doesn't just represent being remembered, but being connected. And maybe white isn't purity here. It might be distance, separation, a legacy that is seen, but not truly shared. And then the film takes this idea and pushes it even further. This idea seems to build toward the final performance. Ernesto stands in a massive amphitheater, grand, bright, almost entirely white. It's filled with people, filled with attention. But it doesn't necessarily feel connected. It feels like spectacle. And as his story begins to unravel, that space doesn't feel powerful anymore. It feels empty. At the same time, Miguel offers an interesting contrast. When he enters the land of the dead, he paints his face white to blend in. He's trying to belong by covering himself. But when he meets Ernesto, that paint washes away, and what's revealed feels more alive than anything around Ernesto. Even though Miguel admires him, the visual language might be telling us something else. That connection can't be manufactured. So maybe in Coco, color isn't just about beauty. It might be about connection, about being part of something larger than yourself. And the absence of color might suggest the opposite. Not just being forgotten, but being disconnected. And maybe, in a world like this, what matters isn't just being remembered, but how you're remembered and whom you're connected to. So I'm curious, in a world like this, what do you think color represents? And what do you think it means when it disappears beneath the frame?